fuck the discharge of the barrage of penetrating violence and juice sex. Forced out of my shit covered dick, lay a dick with anal waste. An extra massacre, enslaved prostitution used from outer Slovakia. Found dead just to live as cadaver. My diarrhea drips on your shit's mid orifice. We're gonna drop our feces in your oversized cock-stretched lips. I feed mutilated clits, most of all slut-slave animal. My homebred cannibal. Rape mechanics with the end result, your cunt behind my semi-automatic. And my bloody cock fucking your face with my little bread slut stabbing erratic. The butcher results satanic. My raping motion is like an incarcerated psycho sporadic. My thrust somatic. I love to see a woman's eyes panic as I cover her inflamed opticals and sever her ventricle. Her thighs wicked, she seems penetrable. A tongue reaches for your now nipples. The operation seems simple. The razor stab slices the breast tissue.
When I fuck the meats, I'll use a chisel and hammer it, corpse carving necrophagic. Butchering your dead moist cunt, deforming like it's elastic. Cunt lips smothered with a pure gastric. Liquefied spitting acidic stomach fucking. Pierce the intestinal mess with my dick, coated with your corpse shit. Your clit's embracing the excreted meat with your torn out slit attached to my bloodthirsty member. Bloated like a leech, drinking the septic ooze towards leak from the cadaverous orifice. My last victim's bones spread your rotten ass cheeks as the dead sleep in pools of cess. I caress the breasts of the unconscious victims and inject the poison. I'm erect as the vulva's moistened. I piss in the post-coital, scat-enabled rectal semen portal. A septic death is unavoidable, and every second of human decomposition is sexually enjoyable. Corpse carving for acts of sodomy and trial punishing to assure the mate's quality. We're sick sadists amused with death thoroughly. You're all organ donors for the butcher's intestinal buggery. Corpse carving for acts of sodomy and trial punishing to assure the mate's quality. We're sick sadists amused with death thoroughly. You're all organ donors for the butcher's intestinal buggery.
Attach prosthetic limbs to your rape mutilated body. You're soaked in semen, worms clawed out of your cunt. The meat's rotten, tender and soggy. Carving scat-coloured bitches is a gore hobby. I'm drowning naked victims in stored goat's blood while my cock is throbbing. Stuffing your orifice with rat poison till my mouth is frothing. I collect your infected piss in a stool bucket. I pour it over your anus and exhumed intestines ready to fuck it. Reuse your rancid decaying severed limbs for my tortured gore snuff morbid binge. While bashing a pregnant woman, a premature birth begins. Two plastinized patients ready to be catalogued and skinned. The portions of your diced sexual organs are fed to my chamber of orphans to enhance the gore orgy and the production of violent murderous endorphins. Watch my bloody hands as they perform the cerebral sword. I'll carve your corpses cut into a tasty tiny big portion.
I'm butchering the organs, erect cock forced in the butcher knife of portions. Drowning in blood and guts, you're spraying from rectal cuts. Slaying sluts, killing fucks, spill my nuts in dead cunts. Crucified fetus guts, draining sexually, dripping the life force from its pores. The roosting embryonic genitalia, impale ya on a stake, entry point vagina. Exit through your neck, save the mouth for penetration. Preparation for a slow death means your degradation. Simulating ovum fertilization, the raped colon is decaying. The mass graves are filling up, we're burning corpses in the ovens. Pregnant mothers tortured and buggered, excrete septic, leave the baby smothered. Amputating on a daily basis, your premature demise is tasteless. Pile them up, dump the bodies of the wasted, annihilate them. Ulcer and disease evisceration. Corpse carving for acts of sodomy and trial punishing to assure the mate's quality. We're sick sadists amused with death thoroughly. You're all organ donors for the butcher's intestinal buggery. Corpse carving for acts of sodomy and trial punishing to assure the mate's quality. We're sick sadists amused with death thoroughly. You're all organ donors for the butcher's intestinal buggery. Corpse carving for acts of sodomy and trial punishing to assure the mate's quality. We're sick sadists amused with death thoroughly. You're all organ donors for the butcher's intestinal buggery. Corpse carving for acts of sodomy and trial punishing to assure the mate's quality. We're sick sadists amused with death thoroughly. You're all organ donors for the butcher's intestinal buggery. Development of out to feed your anus. Exploit your rotten flesh on film to make my cock famous. I'm a faceless butcher when I'm seen on surveillance. Razors in my hands to perform the sex changes on half-digested and brainless reconstructed corpses left deforming in cages. Devourment of inferior human forms is sacred. My dormant cock stiffens when the mutant meat is tasted. My surgical revelry displaces rearranged and repasted slave storm faces beg for punishment with urine upon their bruised asses smeared with colonic slime. Bear witness to the destruction of innocence. My trophies lie dismembered in the form of slaughtered infants. Pump the innards inwards for my sexual assistance. In an instance, embedded knife-aided imprints. Penis blood is used to rinse your cervical symptoms. I tear your limbs from your hinges. Fuck your anus with your own fingers. Your severed arm fisted till your broken anal tract is blistered. Injured for my masturbating axe wound infections. Cut subsections from your rectums for ease of ingestion. My phallic arts are practiced on the dead and demented. The desire to eat your diarrhea cunt is the incentive. My active erotic gore is inventive. Performed with a collective of sadistic obsessives. My superior big semen sprays when the torch is effective. Deliciously infected pussy squirt on the butchered penis stumps. The cold blood pumps, injecting shit inside your dying cunts.
I skewer guns and nail them to the end of my burnt crucifix. I staple your eyes and watch the anal food emit. I drink the blood, the guts, and the boiled pieces. Mix them up in your skull to eat with my fresh steamed feces. Cuban batter cuts to your thigh. I love to eat it when I know the cow's alive. It's an infused flavour, the pleasure I savour. My blood-covered dick squeezes your open putrefied wounds. It's time to exude glass-induced intercourse, slicing parts of your fucking pussy with my rusty blade, penetrating your fat, bleeding, dripping cunt, tearing your face to make a new hole for my big cock to fuck. I sharpen my blades on the remains of your skeletal fragments. Amidst the pain, the cunt bleeds tears of sadness. Pussy devoured by the mouth of madness. Submerged corpses are cleaned and mutilated, gutted, hung like a piece of stored meat. The flesh is sweet, your cum will secrete. Chained, exposed, cum covered and filled with narcotics. My appetite is the lust for the demonic and hypnotic. Car batteries power my electronic instruments. Cut up your ass open with the cordless implements. Mutilated, forced incest of mother and daughter. It's a bloody scat slaughter, causing torture and pain and antisocial disorder. Mouse gorged with the flesh, it's an unholy cum blood order.
Butcher's Harem, devouring inferior human forms. Butcher's Harem, push pig and cum blood. Snuff on Gore, fucking sluts. All my slaves' asses taste ripe, ready to be defaced. Ripe flesh is for enslavement. The pussy tasted innocent, so I defaced it. So tight on my big cock when I scraped it. The dripping ass blood is sacred. Ripe flesh is for enslavement. The pussy tasted innocent, so I defaced it. So tight on my big cock when I scraped it. Snuff porn, Gore affiliated. Spreading semen on the genital incisions of the carcass. Shredding women, eat intestinal nutrition from the casket. Facially abused and dying cerebellum, raped and blasted, sacrificed before my penis stiffened throat. Injures a master vivisection on the pussy. My collection's tight and juicy. Got the rotten flesh aroma on my testicles and piercing, ripe and dripping sphincter sources at the gaping broken portals. Spread the cheeks of every slave I butchered. Blood is gushing, I absorb it. Wanking morbid, coprophilic, necroporn with limits in it. Torturous killing with sexual feelings, devouring the pussy my jism is spilling. Bashing twats, whips on my big dick. Flesh adorned with dying liquids, flossing the puncturing penis inside of the vulva. My pleasure is hiding with torture. Slashing bitches, genitalia, repetitious masturbation. Soon to be maggots inside of arenas. I'm butchering rapidly, viciously raping. Oral molestation, slaves are gagging on the cock slime. Dismembered the sluts with the tightest orifice because it tastes right. Flesh is for enslavement. The pussy tasted innocent, so I defaced it. So tight on my big cock when I scraped it. The dripping ass blood is sacred. Right flesh is for enslavement. The pussy tasted innocent, so I defaced it. So tight on my big cock when I scraped it. Snuff, porn, Gore affiliated.
Gagged with anal bondage, you're my ultimate slut homage. Faces laced with cum and blood, your breakfast is my human porridge. Masturbate my dripping member, you're my slave now and forever. Never see the light of freedom, just a whore filled with my semen. The blood dried on her cornflakes as I slice and mutilate it. It's a torso's bloated from my beating, leaking asses from the reaming, bleeding cunts and finger twats from my F-files, intestinal slots. You're intravenously fed the chemical cocktails I inject. The ritualistic vulva scriptures, the mechanical sermon delivered with scissors. Pornographic pictures of my genital alterations. Disfigured meat, the ovarian sacramental mutilation. Filling your gap with the entrails of dog intermixing the species, becoming a god. Surgical transitions, amputation, limbless bitches. Chopping the arms with a scalpel and saw, amputating your legs just to stop to a door. And enslavement of sluts while molesting their cunts and sealing their eyes with cigarette butts. It's their final destination, morbid scats off their cremation.
My flesh is for enslavement. The pussy tasted innocent, so I defaced it. So tight on my big cock when I scraped it. The dripping ass blood is sacred. Right flesh is for enslavement. The pussy tasted innocent, so I defaced it. So tight on my big cock when I scraped it. Snuff, porn, Gore affiliated. Right flesh is for enslavement. The pussy tasted innocent, so I defaced it. So tight on my big cock when I scraped it. The dripping ass blood is sacred. Right flesh is for enslavement. The pussy tasted innocent, so I defaced it. So tight on my big cock when I scraped it. Snuff, porn, Gore affiliated.
The horror of the last 9 days had broken her mentally. For 6 days she had been raped, beaten, and terrorized. She was ready to do whatever he asked. At a unit in Sydney, a man is preparing to dispose of a teenage girl's body. The body has been decapitated and the fingers removed. He wraps the girl's head in his dressing gown and puts it and the fingers into a plastic garbage bag. another bag, he methodically collects a small evening purse, some clothes, and jewelry. He then rolls the naked, headless body in two of his bed sheets, carries it to his car, and heaves it into the boot. He drives off to dump the body and the bags in local bushland.
Torturing the victims, dismembering the victims, and in some cases cannibalizing them. But it's usually a progressive sort of development from straightforward killing at the beginning, far more bizarre and ritualistic killing.
The cruelty with which those crimes were perpetrated. It takes an enormously callous human being to be able to dismember a body of another human being as if it was an object.
Suffocate on a stomach of fecal emissions. Break all asses, beat you to submission. Bitches' bodies in the fridge with blood, I paint the kitchen. Feed your scooped out brains to my next victims. Sexually aroused by the staring eyes of a corpse. Bleeding lips I always blessed with my cock sauce. Eventually the flesh is torn during intercourse. Filling veins never pause as I drain your life force. Suffocate on a stomach of fecal emissions. Break all asses, beat you to submission. Bitches' bodies in the fridge with blood, I paint the kitchen. Feed your scooped out brains to my next victims. Sexually aroused by the staring eyes of a corpse. Bleeding lips I always blessed with my cock sauce. Eventually the flesh is torn during intercourse. Filling veins never pause as I drain your life force.
Bring the dirt blood passage to the stomach, cut manage. Copulate, slash and ravage, I'm a sexual savage. Spitting on the pink clit, breathing till I taste shit. Torture makes it submit, stretch the anus till it splits. Vertically blast with faucet in the workshop. Stripped and blood, hairs faucet to the ceiling. Screaming out in pain, tortured and slayed. Your right anus cuffed and made. Numb hard blood drained when the festive cuts laid. Small ass murdering dead, the flesh was slipping in the figure in the festive cut sauce. Beating on the right anus morbid snuff port. Surrendering your life when the organs are taught. Delete your personality with fecal gore insanity. And fill your meat cavity and enter the depravity. Indoctrination of the carcass, battering the pussy meat. Cutting her and chewing on the still like rotten heart. Fucking it and coming, so I sharpen up my sexual craft. Cover brings the sickness, makes the gory victims ass palm. Fuzzy with the blood, the necrophilic gore. King obliterating cuts, slice skin, seven limbs, watching sins. Suffocate on a stomach of fecal emissions. Break all asses, beat you to submission. Bitches' bodies in the fridge with blood, I paint the kitchen. Feed your scooped out brains to my next victims. Sexually aroused by the staring eyes of a corpse. Bleeding lips I always blessed with my cock sauce. Eventually the flesh is torn during intercourse. Filling veins never pause as I drain your life force. Suffocate on a stomach of fecal emissions. Break all asses, beat you to submission. Bitches' bodies in the fridge with blood, I paint the kitchen. Feed your scooped out brains to my next victims. Sexually aroused by the staring eyes of a corpse. Bleeding lips I always blessed with my cock sauce. Eventually the flesh is torn during intercourse. Filling veins never pause as I drain your life force. I'm a cold sex addict, keep the death porn graphic. Necrophilia is a habit, make the blood pour rapid. Drinking from my next fix, sticking to a pull of piss. And my appetites are rich, sucking urinating slits. Cover my fast and remove both of the eyeballs. I step the blood in the heart and consume models of cut sauce. Slash with the blade and watch how the guts fall. Grappling on the face to degrade all your dumb holes. Make a sex like vegetable, your brain dead and impregnable. With literal collectibles, I amputate the genitals. Displayed on a pedestal, the rose and pink pussy petals. Taste unforgettable, the smell of death's incredible. Jerking off when the face is covered in heartworms. Ripping body parts, raping wounds as the pussy squirms. Splitting morbid sickness, not consumers' minds are disturbed. Ripping guts, feel my illness as the gonorrhea burns. Good sniff fingers are just a oral retract. A deep throat fuck and then I leave your neck fractured. Masturbating sluts, sloppy cunts coming as they're dying. Random acts of guts and chopping up. I'm a fiber trying to slam my nails and butts. Stopping guts, bludgeoning the lifeless. Hammer bashing fuck, rotten muffs. Nullify the solid, separated guts. With my cock swarming with the flies and writhing maggots and twats. Infatuated with the lifeless.
I can handle you, pal. You're not a protected species. You're not a koala bear. You can be killed just as easy as anyone else.
What does that mean, dickhead?
What it means is I can take you.
Hey?
I can take you and your whole family. No one will ever find you.
Come on.
You understand?
Bro.
Understand what I'm saying?
Bro.
I'll kill you in the street. I'll kill you and your stupid wife and your stupid kids. I'll kill anything! Anything that moves around your dumb shit for brains cop house!
Butcher's Harem! Come blood! Bush pig! Filling cunts with the butchered rotten meat! Raping clean asses with broken scooters! Licking the pussy juices off our fingers! Piling the team bodies one on top of the other! Standing on top with my huge fucking cock! And piss all over your core! You're imprisoned behind the cold walls as the blood stalks from a distance. Straight from the steps of the backyard, doing revision. Kidnap, torture, rape and dismemberment. Scraping up the small charred cut flesh sediments. Independent from the brutalized carcass. Your dead sweet comes to form, but the meats are everlasting. Stalking pictures of the master of the sticky twisted. Raping chain pictures to the pussy's rotten back to blisters. So my dirty fingers claw their way into your stabbed anal meat bud. The child bitches hug up for the everlasting anal fist fuck. Lifting up the drug to bash the bitch's skirt while I'm getting ready to dispense the butchery of hurt. Stolen sluts get cunt slashed, dirty faded, disorientated. Blood drips from the punch and rectum as the cup pours. Like saucy retarded anal rape check grabbing in your mouth, I break your neck and fill your shitter. Blade of rape, molestation, rip your inner down your sphincter. Cuff the rotten pussy out, gut and trout dinner. Rape and mutilate a corpse, cunt, death bringer. I see the image of your orifice, the face surgically raped. Defecating pure intestines, drenching these embalmed dissections. Leave you violently corrected from the curses of perfection. Keep ripping up the twats bleed, cause I like the taste. Raped, ass gate, getting scraped, tight date to perforate. Shooting and ejaculating on your cock, bashed face, penetrating rapidly until your ass breaks. Venous fluids I'm injecting, quenching the morbid lust for stretched skin. Four teeth clenched, piercing the vaginal confection. From the stench of putrefaction, I maintain the stiffest of erections.
Escorted her to a hospital chapel where he locked her in and raped the dying woman, and then left her.
He left her lying basically on her back, semi-naked and with one knee up, and her, what appeared that her throat had been cut as well. She had a horrendous injury around her throat.
Open up your mushy beef, kite wide with my butcher's knife and spread the nice vagina mite. I like impaling vomit like sodomites when I spew semen at the side of your vaginal extermination. My teeth drive into your muff. I chew the cankerous vegetation, displaying the torn open genital abscess. Leave your blood drenched with a reek of cess. Masturbating death to help me digest your furry glands. Right flesh I'm known to slice breath before sex. Amputate limbs while ejaculating. The peak of orgasms inspired by your colons evacuating. Castrated life taking is equal to penetrating insemination. Bow down before your mother, ground in defecation. You die at the feet of your lord amidst the genital desolation. Harboring disease and torturous sex toys. Cock weapons and scat tactics are employed. Open up your septic void to be destroyed in this abattoir of butchered human consumption. Every dead cut arouses phallic dysfunction when punctured. I munch on cauterized clits that are out in conjunction with a fine selection of the freshly dissected. I enter the operating theatre with my shaft erected. Towering over the guts, the art of gore is perfected. Destroying all forms of bodily perception, causing infection. Your malignant orifice is now connected up to my pain amplifier. Watches the pussy twitches, flooding in excretion and convulsive death secretions. Vaginal reflux and spasms of decaying atrophic slits, aiding my seminal depletion. My appetite for ass eating is increasing with every last beating. The withered blood sockets are befitting from my rank semen. It's raining down like acid rain from my mutant penis demon. Street cleaning savages drain the putrid blood for feeding.
But he basically drained her like you would a carcass. He sat her over a drain hole and stood her over a drain hole to let her blood drain until he could get back to collect the body. He actually went down to that downstairs male's toilet and left the body there standing and draining.
Southern in the carnival, I saw a pussy with my sauce spraying anal juices on my cock, the plasma riot door. Sharpening my scalpel for the labia amputation. No wasting any parts in this vaginal mutilation. Now with barbed wire as my pedo weaponry. Penetrate
trained to fuck with the pussy physiology. Severing the meat flour for the snuff pornography. Chisel out your teeth and rearrange your face and orifice. Burn away your fingerprints, the victim is anonymous. Suppress the time test with my rusty sickle punch to the breast. Bleed the word for the little titties nourishment. Chewing 7 parts of this girl's genitalia, or coming in the face of a teeth cum dumpster. Hook your pussy flaps and open up your vaginal gateway. Scrape away pubic hairs ready for my knife blade. Spread her ass cheeks and viciously copulate. Stretching out the swollen colon, it's an aggravated rape. Sharing my diseases on this pussy while it's cutting pieces. Making naked body go into spasms and seizures, while my sexual appetite slowly increases. Check my coverage, your 7 exposed arteries. Savoring your anguish in my sex pain covery. Tighten up the buckles of my penetrating cock bondage. Murder bloated bodies for the sacrificial god carnage. Slaughtering the butchered carcass with my surgical blades. Loosen up the derma with the bionical sex aids. I lust for snuff and sex and for the organ destruction. Deconstruction of the human made for phallic seduction. Rusty cages house the remains of the season abducted. Your dead pussy sewn together for my cock's consumption. Reproductive system in extreme dysfunction. After my debaucherous violent butchered eruption.
He lifts a tomahawk and slashes it down into her head. She rolls over, her body contorting into spasms. He continues slicing into her head and neck, time and time again, in a frenzied attack, until she lays still. He kneels and pulls her body up to a crouching position, and using the hand lotion, he rapes her.
Talking about the discovery of yet another body, another one of God's creatures found mutilated and desecrated nearly beyond recognition. We ask ourselves, could have done such a thing? What fiend created in God's own image could be so vile and sinister? What degenerate, what godless piece of filth could have committed such a heinous act? What calculated purveyor of pain and misery? I'll tell you, an imposter of humanity, a demon hiding in man's skin and bones, a soulless vessel of hate and depravity. And we know his name. Satan is among us, people. He walks our streets.
It's a fact that the moment cock appears from my onslaught contaminates. 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 My obsession with decay, radicals as a radiate. Appears from my onslaught contaminates. My obsession with decay, radicals as the moment cock appears from my onslaught contaminates. 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 My obsession with decay, radicals as a radiate. Appears from my onslaught contaminates. My obsession with decay, radicals. My cock thrusts in the gutted anal waste, punishing all the human race. I stab your victims in the face, castrate and slay all you slaves on my way to the grave. My red carpet is a blood-stained display of torture and pain. Suck the liquid from your veins, at the taste of death my semen sprays. I drain my power from a worthy victim's brains. I'm in the bush fucking corpses, cutting the meat into portions, carving out your ovaries. During acts of sodomy, human sexuality is a demon's feeding ground, and nourishment is flowing from a tortured fleshy mouth. Experiencing living and becoming hell, busy executing cuts on my penis swells. Demons like myself understand the human frailty. A fear-filled reality, subjected to my immorality. The sexual brutality, you like slaves in captivity. Right proof of my debaucherous activity. Refined curves are slashed, viciously destroyed, perfectly cutting motions and stabbing convulsions. A sharpened blade is my life devotion. Decapitation is the opposite reaction to your trendy factions. Inebriated by the sick action of cerebral extraction. Your rectal blood donors for my big boner. Reconstruct your corpse to bear the shame of an inverted cross. Praise the taste of blood sucking from your cervix as I toss. Your rectum's blessed by the fluids of my cock. Your legs, arms and eyes look better chopped off. The rectal carnage never stops. Slowly dying, a limbless hottie slobbing on my knob. Empty eye sockets for a head job. Not long until the life is gone. I push it to the last drop and then a corpse is born. Excisions of the genitalia leave them vaginally torn. Still the remaining anal flesh to keep my cock warm before some necro porn.
It's a fact that the moment cock appears from my onslaught contaminate. 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 My obsession with decay, rot decay. Mechanized amputees suffer genital castration and pulling out the cysts in my brutalized transformation. Sex slaves carry out my every perverted demonic order, breeding the she-bots, commit my manslaughter, rape and murdering your humble fetal daughter. Use the embryonic fetus matter as a cock warmer, sodomize the anus till it bleeds from the life of border. Strapped and beaten, ass beating, penetrating dick, raping anal torture. Lobotomize my chain horse, sensory receptor, hypnotic mutterings, a secret word she don't remember. Stalking the cattle, I am a sexual predator. Polish pussy with a knife and my erect demonic member. Burn the body when I'm pissing on the last chart piece. It's the art of fucking and die when I'm coming in the face of a deformed rotting carcass. The newly deceased carve up beneath the fresh cut meat and bound, gutted, hammered with nails, anally devoured, gags and hooked limbs smother out the victim's moans and sounds. Inseminate my acid in the flesh vagina mound. Your dissected carcass will be never missed or ever found. Pelvic fibers can be seen splattered on my bloody apron. From all the malnourished sluts' lives I have taken, defilement of the dead cunt is the best sensation. It's the language of my brutalized degradation. Decomposing particles of human matter are on earth. It's a new birth as I shovel up the mud dirt, vanquishing the mortal flesh, the stimulus of suffering. Cracked bones, torn ligaments, fire or poisoning. Consorting with my implements, sharpen up my instruments. Boil the cunt flesh for extraction of the vitamins. The erotic militant, the therapist of innocence. Gore fucking the skulls of the unborn infants.
The time has come, as I promised. The time when I reveal to you, my loyal followers, the ancient secret of war. The key to creating hysteria, fear, gods.
Putrid anal gaping spread from my fuck sore. You cut raw, malignant germs infested in sex wars. Defiling sluts me decapitated to death born. She died cut to pieces that was smothered in chloroform. My contingents intrepid, proficient murderous weapons. My chemically enhanced erection slaughters in seconds. It's Gormageddon, fuckwits, dissected no questions. The bitch's flesh is ingested, bludgeoned by my phallic aggression. Transmit my sexual infections for population control. Somatic mutations in your rectum as copulation takes hold. Kill your cold, defeating inferior species, increasing the death toll. Demeaning the pink fold, where pain is exceeding the threshold. Mortal submission, human form is irrelevant. Perpetuate attrition, deformity stands prevalent. Defective condition, alteration is eminent. Sadistic and inhuman is the higher intelligence.
The pussy severed, cooked and stewed, ready for eating. When the mortal flesh is torn, I hear the life is depleting. Raped and brutalized, bringing the immoral meat, feeding, torturing the awful, paralyzing, squealing from the beating. Putting beats, the septic pussy, scurvy infected with a malnourished disease. Bitches, anus holes are infected. Cunt vomit spread all over my lips, is dissected. When the arteries burst, the arse blood is projected. Creating my mutants when the cunt's connected. Sucking on my head, suspended colon, the swollen cleft lip, sip, digest and eat the septic milk from the skewered breast. It's a mutant orgy feast, eat shit, digest.
Mortal submission, human form is irrelevant. Perpetuate attrition, deformity stands prevalent. Defective condition, alteration is eminent. Sadistic and inhuman is the higher intelligence. Genital fixation when I murder with sickness. It's vicious when the vaginal destruction is witnessed. Venereally plagued, the vulva withers the skinless. Seriously deranged, the vulgar brings on my stiffness. Continuously psychotic imagery of decay is erotic. Insidious corpse play when cum sockets are rotting. This vomit's unstopping. My erection discharges in collections of ripped asses. Inhaling the stench of carnage that the bucket pit passes. When looking for a fresh hole, I cut a piece of your brain out. I feed it to your septic cut, I feel my semen can spray now. This is so foul, the tumor is savoured when I murder and maim your dumb cows. Your pictures remains are disemboweled, all syphilitic sluts are slain and devoured. Mortal submission, human form is irrelevant. Perpetuate attrition, deformity stands prevalent. Defective condition, alteration is eminent. Sadistic and inhuman is the higher intelligence.
Bacterial, viral, cunt, pus, spread the infections. Lavish maggots, worms crawling out the secretions. Savouring the cunts and breeding herpes and legions. Killing with the moral thought, wake to the screaming. Systematic variations, generations of genetic mixtures and catalogued in my laboratory of lifeless, speechless creatures. Biological morphology experiments during surgery. My chemicals induced to developmental abnormalities. The whole 7-8 is raped and butchered graphically. It's an extension of my vanity. I hold a depraved capacity. Drug pregnant mothers, cunts, forced fetus, donors, sluts, rendered in a morphine, pure catatonic coma. For birthing my harem of the mutilated child, forced anal teratomas. On my table, bite your limbs with wire cable. Lick your breasts and taste your sweat. Rub your pussy, make it wet. Let the blood and bag the piss. Slice the clit and stuff with shit. Restrained, drugged, butt plugged. Hammer with nails and mouth fucked. Cutting up the awful, gotta keep the patient pure. Draining anal fluid into metal bucket or a sewer. Burst their arteries, suggest a chemical lobotomy. In the operation theater room, I put your knife sodomy. Sterilize the body with my hydrogen peroxide. Drilling in your skull into cranial homicide. Replace the organs with the guts of different mutant species. Emptying the colon, draining out the feces. Experimental vivisection. Throbbing heart on my erection. Lacerate the stomach tissue. Carve the flesh and burn the sinew. Neuropathic pain disorder in your wounds. The patient's trauma. Cut your ear and scalpel sickness. Slice with scissors. Brutalized bitch. Anesthetize the body for my instrument intrusion. Inject a catheter with a morphine solution. Pulling out your organs and stillbirth abortions. Amputate your limbs into small animal portions. Shitting in her mouth as she finally silences. Severing her head with the surgical appliances. Inseminate your pussy with my cock. Spilling semen. Pissing on your domains and put your throat a demon.
Therapists of malice, operative malpractice. Medication for perversion, sedation for insertion. Anatomical morphology, practice clinical sodomy. Transformatal lobotomies, erotic scalpel novelties. Therapists of malice, operative malpractice. Medication for perversion, sedation for insertion. Anatomical morphology, practice clinical sodomy. Erotic gynecology will keep my penis vomiting. Surgical arousal, blood fed fetish pathological. You fuck holes, I scrape them out, inseminate and disembowel. Observe conditions of her suffering with my sperm dripping down her chin. Rub my shaft upon her lips to the sound of drowsy mutterings. Inject her anesthetic needles, get them wet and ready. Feed your muscle opiates ready for double-bladed entry. Cut the tissue, rank and steady over genital anatomy. Or plastinate the pussy cause it's vulnerable to atrophy. Play with mortal flesh, you all deserve this shit. Give it up to the creator, let your body submit. I take a scalpel to your clean, tuck the falls for better grip. Incisions so erotic, keep my sick dick stiff. Sterilize the operating field with golden piss. Paralyze the victims, wield the blade as bloody vomit spits. Introduce the operative endoscope before I split the muscle tissue. Spread for poking with my throbbing mutant dick. Your death's just a humble contribution to my practice. Funnel through the uterus and rape the embryonic matter. Reach over fetus, start the premature contractions. Treatment's quick and easy, part the pussy lips and slash them. Staunching the vaginal bleeding with my hog prick. Or like a form in the face of your labia with acid. Tortured abortions and raped until my cock is flaccid. Perform the autopsy, leave the pelvic bone smashed in. Therapists of malice, operative malpractice. Medication for perversion, sedation for insertion. Anatomical morphology, practice clinical sodomy. Transformative lobotomies, erotic scalpel novelties. Therapists of malice, operative malpractice. Medication for perversion, sedation for insertion. Anatomical morphology, practice clinical sodomy. Erotic gynecology, locate my penis vomiting.
I picked up this bit of iron by the fire and I started swinging. That was quite strange, you know, because I knew every one of those faces.
What were they, previous victims of yours, were they?
Yeah, people I've met, yeah. There aren't a few of them, but it seemed like there were hundreds all around in the air. And I felt hot and cold and sweaty all at once, you know. And I swung harder and I kept swinging. He didn't even make a sound. He had his eyes closed and I just arcaved in his head.
Faces smeared with the fluid of corpses, bowel eruptions, nightly seduction that leads to beautiful vaginal night wounds. Bleeding rectal fluids are fit to consume with the spew and the flavors of your delicate corpses. Discharge in your dead ass, digest your colon enriched with lard. Discard pathetic inventions of humankind. Physical shape, sliced up face, gore grind to paste. Your typical waste of precious space. I masturbate tortured meats, disintegrate rotten and sweet. Fuck good taste, I thirst for thickness. Bloodlust creates such murderous scriptures. Brain is perfect, impetus, almost a stimulus. Rotten sexual images, skinless bitches with decaying cunts, dripping with the putrefying mucus. Fluids of your dried out dead uterus. Anal walls dissolve in erotic necrophilic futures. Luscious curves displaced, fragments purged on a sector fridge purse. Penetration hurts, and death is ready to fuck your septic cunt till it burns. When my penis thirsts, I disturb the dead and fuck what you deserve to be slain by acts of torture and pain till only their withered up genital parts remain. I'll spray you my semen on your carved out brain.
Limbs to place, disband the face. All your weak arteries demand to be defaced. Crush the limbs to place, disband the face. All your weak arteries demand to be defaced. Place poison in your mind, tracks right your back. So your spiral flows like and run into the glass. Place poison in your mind, tracks right your back. So your spiral flows like and run into the glass.
butcher mutilated cunt, busy running pig meat, penetrating your ass while I'm fisting. It's a genital lynching. Incontinent anal juices mixed with the fresh saliva. Marinate and dissect your rotten cadaver. Maggots on flesh penetrate from the nipples and breasts. With your rotting flesh, my cock is obsessed. When the women's caressed with the genital abscess. Puncturing the stomach, pulling out the rotten organs. Smothering the carcass with a necrophilia corset. It's a butchered abortion. On the rotten cunt meat, my knife is soaring. Dick and buzzing pussy ripped around the shaft to my prick. Masturbate my penis to my orgasm peaks. It's a morbid technique. For my bloody cock to secrete and leak. I burn anal flesh as I am fucking the deceased. Torturing the swollen cunt with the pedo beast. I'm the butcher priest. Burying the bodies so the rotting is increased. Waking in the mouth of a seven bloody head. Having sex is much better when the dumb slut's dead. Breed my bitches purebred. Shitting on their face when my turns they're fed. Keeping my morgue a selection of uterus to form woman's cunt has many different uses. For the body is human and it's after a sexual intrusion. The plasma matter is putrid. The decaying septic stench is utterly inhuman.
Wash the limbs to place. Disband the face. All your weak arteries demand to be defaced. Crush the limbs to place. Disband the face. All your weak arteries demand to be defaced. Lies poison in your mind. Tracks fight your back. So your spinal flows like Edward into the glass. Lies poison in your mind. Tracks fight your back. So your spinal flows like Edward into the glass. Crush the limbs to place. Disband the face. All your weak arteries demand to be defaced. Crush the limbs to place. Disband the face. All your weak arteries demand to be defaced. Lies poison in your mind. Tracks fight your back. So your spinal flows like Edward into the glass. Lies poison in your mind. Tracks fight your back. So your spinal flows like Edward into the glass. 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 Your spinal flows like Edward into the glass.
Humankind's distorted flesh destroyed by my fuck. I enjoy the virgin guts they get employed in my snuff. I fill the voids of their butts with tortured toys and spiked gloves. The fisted power walls erupt in a defecating flux. Separate the arse of victims as the life force fades away. Generate a blast of dripping cum. My source is toxic spray. My knife causes more displays of ultra-violent interplay. Carving meat and blood rain than abattoirs on busy days. My butchery has porn for sale. My worm defiles and penetrates. Breaths are milked like cattle as the tasty fetus incubates. The sex to skilled sluts and splatter faces with penis paste. Inject a drill in muffs to leave your sexual organs interlaced.
Sharpen up the blade, performing female circumcision. Slicing pussy meat for the butcher mutilated stuff. Mission spraying from the cut incision. Pimpin' sick snuff. Vision skinned and dried, incoherent, marinated. Cuts are stiff and dislocating anus tendons while I watch the cum regurgitated. Wrapping the gut around my bloody dick when it's stimulated. But when pussy is ejaculated, when the flesh is terminated, chained and dominated, severed scaphoid is x-rated. Lacerate your neck and peel your skin from your bones and flesh. Mallet on your pussy, make the derma fully stretched. I boil at the face till it's expressionless. Fuck your bloated facial lips when the dead pussy is caressed.
Snuff, porn, gore, rap, cut through your torn gash. Suck the deformed, bashed guts, the human form. Slashed erotic through a morgue, whack my cock, leaves their corpse smashed and soaked by my nuts sacks. Garrote your horse for payback. Snuff, porn, gore, rap, cut through your torn gash. Fuck the deformed, bashed guts, the human form slashed erotic for a morgue. Wank my cock, leaves the corpse smashed and soaked by my nuts sacks. Garrote your horse for payback. Flog and staple, anal execution, porn punishment. My cock's enabled, raping, flexing its users for nourishment. Copper facial breaking, ejaculation, pouring supplement. Rotting, faded, wasted, putrefaction, forged with dismemberment. Snuff porn is the ultimate fetish, blood and gore embellished. Can't deform, supplicate and perish. Suffering torn and severed, rectums overflow bukkake-rhea. Infecting beef curtains, collecting more growths and ghastly gonorrhea. My cock's a bloated from a sneerer for your palpitated rear. Addicted to the aroma of shitting and urinating from fear. The flatulent abscess, soaked in amputated flaps mess. Aggravate the butchered gash with a choking coprophiliac sex.
Terrorize the entrails of the doctor of the morbid twisted. It's the Harem Holocaust in the fashion of the sadistic. Micro-raging birds ballistic, inebriated and half-fisted. Desecrated orifices blistered with the death assistant. Eat the rotting trophies of the vaginal death epidemic. Infected and lactic, septic, never use an antiseptic. The stuff born academic, uprolled by the six-cat medic. Disfigured and beaten, the fate of the mortal and pathetic. Skewered and impounded, locked in my abattoir prison. It's a knife orgy when I'm in my harem of women. Adding fresh additions on my cunt state, bloody linen. Your rape death is given for my wicked stuff, porn addiction.
Snuff, porn, gore, rap, cut through your torn gash. Suck the deformed, bashed guts, the human form slashed erotic for a morgue. Wank my cock, leaves their corpse smashed and soaked by my nuts sacks. Garrote your horse for payback. Snuff, porn, gore, rap, cut through your torn gash. Suck the deformed, bashed guts, the human form slashed erotic for a morgue. Wank my cock, leaves their corpse smashed and soaked by my nuts sacks. Garrote your horse for payback.
Butcher's harem, snuff, porn, gore, rap shit. Put that up your fucking cunt, you dumb raped mongrel slut. Drink my piss, you fat little slut. You're my cum bucket.
Slain all you dim-witted fuckwit soft-cock wankers. Eat my bloated shit smeared dick, you fucking bitches.
The thigh bone lying on the ground. I picked it up and thought, well, could be a kangaroo, but there's just the head on the femur, and a human doesn't have the large webbed bony protrusion that kangaroo does. And I thought, it looks awfully like a human bone. Then I put the bone back down on the ground, and at one point I'm pushing through this sort of pea scrub, and there's a skull on the ground.
In a frenzied attack, she is stabbed again and again, the killer still hacking at her body. She is raped. After she's dead. But this is not about sex. This is about power and control.
One person could deliberately set out to torture and kill someone they didn't even know just for the pleasure of it. I mean, it just must be pure evil, isn't
Over, you bitch!
The ability of people to deny reality is great, and family members can readily deny that someone in their family has done wrong. I don't think that's always in their service, and I think when families would feel ashamed of what a family member had done, would seem to me to be a healthier way and perhaps better for the person who committed the crime. But to support someone who had committed such a crime is thereby endorsing the crime.
Others, I don't recall them too clearly. You know, it's what I mentioned before. All those missing people. You know. It's a couple in the Western District and the rest along the New South Wales border. It just happens that way. It's no particular reason.
Can you remember any of them?
No. I can't recall exactly. But there was this one bloke, though. He stands out quite a bit. Can't really remember his name. What a wimp.
Oh, yeah, why is that?
Well, he picked me up in his car near Portsea. And we got a bit of a takeaway food and something to drink. And later on, I got him to pull over and I beat the shit out of him with a piece of wood. And he was pathetic. He was complaining and whinging, crying. You know?
And why'd you beat the shit out of him? What happened?
Nothing. You know? I buried him in the sand. Now, see, he was one of those people that I saw. It just goes to show you how the mind works, doesn't it?
I've heard a lot of people talk about killing. I've always wondered what it must feel like.
No. There's nothing to it.
To have that sort of power over another person.
Not really. It's remarkably easy.